Unlike the isekai subgenre, which I feel is getting more and more depraved and weird the more it continues on, I have some slightly renewed hope for the cute girls doing cute things subgenre. But you might see that less people are talking about the cute girls doing cute things subgenre just because it's slightly more mundane. Don't click away though just because you heard ordinary and mundane, because we're going to discuss the slightly creepy reasons why the cute girls doing cute things genre still persists. But we're also going to address how this genre has slowly been changing over time. Welcome anime friends. If you're new here, hi, my name is Phoenix, nice to meet you. And I dive into the world of visual storytelling of anime and sometimes manga on a weekly basis. Today, we're going to be reviewing the cute girls doing cute things subgenre, particularly through the lens of one of the newest cute girls doing cute things anime, Do It Yourself, and break down how series like this exemplify why the series was already fairly popular, but also explore how it's been changing over time to allow people to get out there and like do actual real things themselves, and less about just like watching these cute girls hanging out and having a good time. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, Nichijou is still goated, it always will be, but some change can be good for a genre that has been going on for quite some time now. Before we begin though, there's one rule you must follow. Make sure to grab your cup because it's time to spill the anime tea. Also, my tea is really freaking hot, like crazy hot. Anyway, so what exactly is the cute girls doing cute things subgenre, and how many times can I say it before I slip up? We'll see. This subgenre is usually associated with the main genre of slice of life, which is usually seen as series that focus on characters' everyday lives, but also have lots of comedy or even lots of drama that pertains to real life things like relationships with other peoples. In Cute Girls Doing Cute Things, the main cast of characters is almost entirely female. There's hardly any male characters in the series. There's usually one main character who kind of brings all the other girls together in order to start a club, to reach a goal. The resolutions almost always come easy because the main point of these series is just to relax and see these girls having a good fun time. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you or pretend to tell you that DIY does anything completely different from the cute girls doing cute things subgenre. For example, if you have seen Lucky Star or literally any anime like it that has come out after it, then you are probably already familiar with the main dynamics and character tropes that are prevalent in this type of anime. And Do It Yourself definitely plays off of all of those. They have all those main characteristics. The main character of Do It Yourself is a young girl who is clumsy, constantly daydreaming, and not really living in her own reality all the time. She always finds a way to give her friends really cute, weird nicknames that only she comes up with. And her name is Yua. I can't even say her name. Do it. And of course, the main laid-back character always has to be paired with the more intense tsundere-esque main character, which is, in this case, Pudding. What's also interesting about Pudding and Serufu's dynamic is that Pudding goes to a school that is more technologically advanced and focuses on creating robotics and 3D printing and things for the future, whereas Serufu goes to like a regular school, funnily enough, is surrounded by the newly technically advanced school, where she kind of just has a regular class life. Besides our two main girls though, we also have our responsible but kind of distant senpai character, Rei. We also have our cat-like Gyaru, Kokoro, and the sweet but painfully shy Takumi. Like, I could say all of this without the names and you could think of characters from other cute girl anime who also fit this trope. And it's a type of dynamic that allows the story not to dive into too much about the characters and stuff, and then they can focus more on, in this case, creating DIY projects for people to actually replicate in real life, which is the coolest thing. But it is not the only anime that has done this. There are plenty of other series that are also cute girls doing cute things that have been more providing real life ways to get into the things that the girls are actually doing in the show. For example, A Place Further in the Universe, which you would think is like the least realistic show because the kids literally go to Antarctica, but I appreciated all of the like realistic steps that they took in order to show the girls actually getting to Antarctica. There's Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, which is also like dramatically a little bit extra as the girls like daydream their ideas for animations and their world building and stuff, but also remains realistic because it talks about like production costs. It talks about like the actual anxiety of getting your work out there and the pressure of animating things on time. And there's Laid Back Camp, which shows power of nature and rejuvenation, but also has a spin-off series where people in real life show you how to set up camp so you can enjoy watching Mount Fuji in the winter from a certain location in Japan. It's just these little hints of realistic aspects that these shows are able to provide by actually working with people in real life who are, experts in their fields of whatever they're showcasing these girls doing. For example, in Do It Yourself, the supervisor for the projects that the girls do in the show is a DIYer on YouTube named Swaro. Just that little bit of insight helps people be like, oh yeah, I can do this too. There's literally someone in real life who is doing this. These girls are doing this, and there's an actual step-by-step process to do this. So I feel more comfortable in actually doing this. It helps people feel more involved in the story rather than other anime, which allows you to feel more passive to things, which is fine in its own right. I love series that help you get into something new. Since social media, especially in Western culture, tends to promote really bloody battle action series at the forefront, you probably wouldn't think that this type of subgenre would be so popular, but I would highly disagree, because if you look at seasonal anime, you're going to see several of these series pop up at least every season, some of them adaptations, some of them original anime, and most of them still getting fairly good and high reviews, which goes against this whole point that people tend to make that slice of life is just super boring and no one cares about it, when in actuality lots of people enjoy watching it because there's no high stakes things about it, which can sometimes be anxiety inducing for people who worry about stuff all the time, like me worrying about what happens to any of the kids in any of the new anime that come out. Luckily, Cute Girls Doing Cute Things provides some relief for that, because you don't have to worry about the livelihoods of the characters. They're just having a good time. But surprisingly, this isn't the only reason why the subgenre is so popular and tends to get adapted. Most of these series come from seinen manga, and seinen manga is usually geared towards the demographic of young adult men who like watching these types of series. And I can almost say single-handedly have kept the series alive. It focuses on just these interesting cast of girls who are designed to look very, very, very cute and appeal to this idea that you want to protect them. It's very moe. People care about the characters and want to collect the merchandise of them, which helps keep the business alive. All the other parts of these stories, like the girls' need for friendship and reaching their goals and finding out who they are or what they want to do with their life, are almost secondary to the cuteness of just showcasing these girls doing really adorable things. Sometimes there doesn't even need to be a conflict or resolution set up in the story, and people still eat this genre up. I am also people. I love this genre so much. It provides this setting where there's no men involved. There's no romance really involved. There's some a little bit, there's a little bit of Yuri vibes going on in some of them, which is also cool. But for the most part, the characters are just living their everyday lives, and their focus is on friendship. And with anime like Do It Yourself, which is subtly changing this kind of dynamic in a better way by providing little actionable details in the story that people can actually do in real life. My main point is, despite Cute Girls Doing Cute Things subgenre being originally made for mostly men and maybe young boys to kind of fawn over and just collect really cute characters, it's kind of bridging the gap between escapism and real life, and providing actual functional things for people to do while they're watching the anime and feeling a connection to it. These types of shows will always have a special place in my heart. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air in a medium that constantly promotes romance, sex, and violence at the forefront of miniseries, and what makes those series really, really popular. It's nice to see something that's kind of the opposite of all that and is just for relaxing. Let me know if you want a recommendation list of cute girls doing cute things, especially ones that you can recommend to any age group, because there are still certain anime in the subgenre or in subgenres adjacent to it that are a bit more violent and sexualized. If you want to learn more about some new anime that are coming out this season, click up here. I'll leave some recommendations for you. Watch Do It Yourself and maybe try a project or two from the series, and I'll see you in the next time. Peace.